KLEW News starts now.
Tonight on KLEW News, Mega Millions Mania has gripped the Valley and beyond. The $540 million jackpot is the largest in world history. And the Idaho legislature wraps up this year's session. We'll have an update on last-minute legislation.
And I'm KLEW Chief Weather Forecaster Keith Havens. Most of our viewing audience are going to see some rain showers. The news starts right now.
No one picked the 6 correct numbers in the Mega Millions on Tuesday, and now the jackpot is up to $540 million. Good evening, I'm Meg McNamara.
And I'm Ron Morosco. As reporter Cindy Cha tells us, tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is taken over as the largest in world history.
What would you do with over $500 million? That's the question on everyone's mind.
Oh, that's a big question.
Definitely buy a house, buy a car, and get away for a long time.
Well, I just bought a new truck, so I don't need a new truck. Maybe a house, you know, go on vacation. I definitely take some time off from the Postal Service, no doubt.
A big mansion, a dream vacation, exotic toys. The possibilities are endless. And with the record high of $540 million, the Mega Millions jackpot has thousands of people seeing dollar signs.
We're seeing a lot of intense excitement from the players. People who don't even normally play the games are getting out and buying a ticket. So it's kind of a little bit of mania taking place.
And as the mania continues to grow, Workman says multiple tickets are being sold every single second around the entire state of Idaho.
We are encouraging people to not wait to buy their tickets. If they're interested in playing, they should get out and buy their tickets earlier in the day than waiting till closer to the draw, because stores could see some heavy increased traffic.
Roy Bradley bought $20 worth of Quick Picks. He's worked as a mail carrier in Lewiston for 17 years and says he won't leave his job if he wins. Being that you're a mail carrier and you see my husband and I sometimes on the route, would you share some with us?
Depends on how good of friends you are, I guess. I'm sure I'd have all kinds if I won this kind of money.
In Lewiston, Cindy Cha, KLEW News.
Ticket sales will be cut off at 6:55 Friday night. The numbers will be drawn at 8 p.m. We have some late breaking news to report. A patient at St. Joseph's Hospital reportedly says he has an explosive device in his truck out in the parking lot. Now, police have blocked off the north parking lot of the hospital. They say the threat level, however, is low. We'll have more on this developing story at 6.
The Moscow Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying 2 suspects believed to be involved in a series of car burglaries on the University of Idaho campus. The suspects are described as white males in their early 20s. Police describe one suspect as 6 feet to 6'3" in height and approximately 165 to 175 pounds. The other suspect is described as 5'8" to 5'10" in height and approximately 175 to 185 pounds. The suspects have been seen checking out campus parking lots and cars parked on the streets next to the Kibbe Dome. Anyone with information is asked to call the Moscow Police Department at 883-7054 or the anonymous tip line at 892-3898.
A final trial date has been set for a Lewiston man who was arrested for grand theft. Lewiston police arrested 51-year-old Wendell Kleinsmith on March 20th after a $20,000 bond was issued following his failure to appear in court. Now, according to court documents, Kleinsmith allegedly stole and sold miscellaneous metal pieces from A&R Construction in January for $1,000. Kleinsmith is charged with 1 felony count of grand theft by possession. He'll appear in 2nd District Court on June 4th. Well, there's been a lot of movement at the Idaho State House as lawmakers try to wrap up this year's session.
Scott Logan from our sister station KBOI has the latest.
The Senate Local Government and Taxation Committee voted 6-3 to pass the tax relief bill, which would cut Idaho's corporate and income taxes by some $35 million annually. The tax rate change would provide $71 in annual relief to a family of 4 with a gross income of $100,000. The State Tax Commission estimates a little more than 17% of Idaho income tax filers would benefit. Supporters say giving companies and small businesses extra money will help create jobs and stimulate the economy.
This may not help very many people. It's not going to help everybody that needs a job, but it's going to help some of the people that need a job.
But critics say the plan ignores the struggling middle class.
What this proposal is asking me to do as a representative of my district is to take their tax money and redistribute it upwards to the wealthy.
Critics also argue extra revenue should be diverted to savings or education.
And that was Scott Logan from our sister station KBOI in Boise reporting. Well, Lewiston will soon be the home of a new Harley-Davidson dealership. The former auto sales lot at 306 21st Street was purchased by Spokane residents Beth and Greg Ernst. The dealership will be named Hells Canyon Harley-Davidson and will sell new and used Harleys. They'll also have a parts and service department as well as sell apparel.
It's going to be a really exciting dealership. We're going to have events that are going to be anywhere from for all the riders and also for their families.
The dealership will occupy the current building already on the property. However, it'll be expanded and renovated to look like the buildings of downtown Lewiston. The Ernsts currently own Lone Wolf Harley-Davidson in Spokane Valley. And Ron, I don't ride a Harley, but the Harley-Davidson apparel is so cool.
It is, and our cameraman Mark Bone just threw a thumbs up to us
He's
after he heard that news.
very excited about this development.
How about this weather today, Meg? It was sunny today, but it's starting to cloud up.
Yes, and we know what direction that's going to take, and here's Keith Havens to tell us all about it. Hi, Keith.
Well, good evening, Meg and Ron. You know, it's 59 degrees at the Lewiston-Nez County Airport, and the winds are light at 5 miles per hour. If you were watching the 11 o'clock news, we were telling you about, we were looking at some serious rain showers heading our direction all day today. In fact, we were predicting somewhere around a ½ inch of rain. It was going to be that big of a storm. But here's a perfect example of these storms coming right towards us here in the LC Valley. If we're right here, look how we're just on the edge, how the system comes to us, and then it starts moving up to the north and dissipates here for us. That's what happened to that big weather system. It just dissipated. Temperatures around the northwest, 47 Spokane, 48 Pullman, Moscow, 54 Yakima, 48 Seattle, 54 in Portland. And around the region, we're going to call for it again. Some more rain showers tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures in the upper 30s to mid 40s there, and tomorrow's highs are going to be in the upper 40s, mid 50s. We'll tell you more coming up in a few minutes. Ron, Meg?
Thanks, Keith. We head to Clarkston to meet this week's academic all-star, see what makes him rise, that is, above the rest.
And the Idaho Senate passes a new animal cruelty bill after the House approved it yesterday. It's now headed to the governor's desk, but first, here's a look at Wall Street. You're watching KLEW News. The Idaho Senate has approved the state's first felony animal cruelty bill, and it's on its way to the governor's desk.
Jennifer McGraw from our sister station KBOI gives us the latest.
They've come a long ways. They are doing beautifully, and I feel like the prognosis now is good.
1 week after Pat Vance says she rescued these horses from starvation, came the news the animal cruelty bill has passed the House and the Senate.
This particular defendant, this is the third case of animal abuse, and it's very sad that these things are ongoing and the penalties are minimal.
The horses were taken from a home in Horseshoe Bend. Vance says they were tied up most of the winter with little food and water. It's important to remember the horse's owner has not been charged in this case at this point. Once the governor signs the bill into law, cases like this will have stricter fines and penalties.
At least hopefully this is the beginning of some staunch penalties so that this deplorable behavior and treatment of animals will stop.
Vance says she feels fortunate enough the Idaho Humane Society has stepped in.
After almost 24 years at the Humane Society, this is what it's about. And I'm just so grateful we have the opportunity to try to help them and take care of them. And I think they're going to be fine. We got there in time.
And that was Jennifer McGraw from our sister station KBOI reporting. Well, each week during the school year, KLEW News teams up with Lewiston Orthopedic Associates to highlight an outstanding local high school student.
Tonight, Whitney Heiss introduces us to Clarkston High School senior Brady Ross Minton.
Being an academic all-star is one of many accomplishments for senior Brady Rossman. He's an actor, musician, dancer, athlete, and volunteer.
You can appreciate the world more once you learn, and I mean that comes along with doing well.
Brady is a valedictorian, National Merit Commended Scholar, Science Olympiad, a member of the National Honor Society, and has been in more than 20 plays.
My mother and my father both, from a young age, they've instilled in me the love of learning, making sure there's something to learn all the time.
After high school, Brady plans to study biological or biomedical engineering while continuing to sing and act.
The reason I like biology, is life has always been fascinating.
Brady is hopeful to further his education at Duke University, followed by graduate school.
I think that's the best way to live your life, I suppose.
Congratulations, Brady. You're this week's Academic All-Star.
And how does Brady do it? Oh my gosh, what doesn't that kid do?
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He does it all. I'll tell you what, weather-wise, we've got rain showers. We're going to try this again. We've got more rain showers heading our way tonight and tomorrow. And for a weather shot, we're going to show you a mudslide that we were talking about with our grounds being saturated and much of our viewing audience. We just had another mudslide take place up around Koosky. We'll show you the full weather picture coming up as KLEW News at 5 continues.
Welcome back, everybody. Keith, all this rain is creating some mud and some messes everywhere.
It is. I'll tell you what, today was sure nice compared to what it could have been.
That's true.
But let me tell you what's heading our direction. Let's give you our weather shot where we were talking about the mudslides. Well, here's one. The Idaho County Road Department sent this in. This picture was taken by Carolyn Doty, who lives above the slide area. This happened outside Koosky this morning on Leech Creek Road above the fish hatchery, about 80,000 yards of material.
Wow.
And so this was a big mudslide. And again, we've been talking about this, and we still have a threat happening on the roads and the highways, so just really keep an extra eye out as you're driving down the roads because these mudslides could happen anywhere. Let's go to the Keith Big Fish here. Kevin Payne from Kent, Washington.
Action shot.
Yeah, he was fishing across from Swallows Nest Park with his Uncle Ron and cousins, and the picture was from his grandmother, Vicki Petty, took that shot and sent that in.
Love it.
So, hey, if you've got yourself a weather shot or you get a nice fish shot right there, again, it's not a big 6-foot or 8-foot or 11-foot sturgeon, but we like these shots like we were saying. It's an action shot. We take those. Keith H. at KLEWTV.com. So send them to me. 59 degrees at the Lewiston Nez County Airport. Winds are light at this moment. As we'll show you how warm it got today on the Almanac, 59 degrees. Hey, 58 is our normal high. We're right on track. 45 we woke up to this morning, quite mild, with 38 is our average low. And we did receive a trace in the rain gauge at the Lewiston Nez County Airport, just a trace. Now for the river flows, what's happening for minimum and maximum for Hells Canyon Dam, 32,000 again for the cubic feet per second. West Coast satellite map is still giving us the same weather pattern we've seen. It is now kind of leveled out there. It's driving through the Pacific Northwest. But as we zoom in, we'll show you where we're getting the echoes coming back for the rain showers. We're getting doused right here on the coastline, west coast of Oregon and Washington. And it comes across our area and it dissipates a little bit. It's almost like we have a little wall here in the LC Valley as the storms come in. Either they split off and go to the north and south, or they just head up to the north, and that's basically what happened. As you can see here, we still have more weather, wet weather express, heading our directions through the northwest. As you're heading to the east, you're going to hit some sunshine there, and we're looking at some partly sunny skies a little bit later in the forecast. So let's start off flying around, and everybody looks like they could get some sort of wind tonight, so be prepared for that. Especially Grangeville, you could see wind gusts near 50 miles an hour for tonight. And then Cottonwood, you're looking at a high of 50 degrees. You could see wind gusts around 40 miles per hour tonight. Antitone's low 42, Orfino looking at 42 degrees. Off and on showers possible for tonight in the LC Valley. We're going to shoot for a high of 55 for tomorrow. And then for Moscow Pullman, overnight low in the low 40s and the upper 40s for your high tomorrow. Off and on showers possible. Colfax coming in tomorrow with a high of 51 degrees. And then for St. Mary's, along with Coeur d'Alene, Spokane, and Cheney, overnight lows near 40 degrees. And the highs tomorrow around 50 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And you're looking at rain showers for tonight and tomorrow. And then the 6-day forecast for the LC Valley. We get through some, again, we're still going to call for more rain showers tonight into Friday and Friday night. But we're going to go for a high of 55, like I said, and Saturday, maybe come out to around 60 degrees with some showers. But then we're going to get some more sun breaks with mostly cloudy skies on Sunday and Monday. And temperatures will start rising up to where we're looking at 62 degrees in the extended forecast.
Seriously, let's focus on Tuesday at 62.
That's right.
Fabulous.
There you go.
Well, stocks ended the day mixed as investors faced a wide array of news on Wall Street. Alexis Christoforous gives us the full story in today's Money Watch.
Money Watch tonight is brought to you by Scott Arnone of Edward Jones, making sense of investing. 1455 G Street in Lewiston.
The Senate will not move ahead with a bill to repeal tax breaks for oil companies. A vote to proceed failed to get the necessary 2/3 majority. Just moments before the vote, President Obama pleaded for Congress to end the subsidies, saying Americans are taking a double hit, first at the gas pump and again from spending billions in tax subsidies to oil companies. On Wall Street, stocks ended mixed. The Dow Industrials rose more than 19 points. The Nasdaq fell more than 9. A judge has ordered Reebok to stop selling New York Jets apparel with Tim Tebow's name. That's after Nike sued its rival. Nike is about to replace Reebok as the official NFL apparel company. Reebok can only sell Denver Broncos Tebow items that were made by March 1st. Denver traded the quarterback to New York last week. Best Buy will close 50 of its big box stores by the end of the year. The electronics retailer wants to concentrate on expanding its smaller Best Buy mobile stores. The company made the announcement after reporting it lost $1.7 billion last quarter. And mortgage rates fell back below 4% this week. Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year fixed loan is 3.99%. And that's your Money Watch. For more, stay with CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Alexis Christoforous.
Matt joins us with sports. He's filling in for Nate. And Matt, none of the local teams are going to New Orleans.
Nope.
But a local high school superstar is.
It is. The NCAA Final Four will have some local flair to it this weekend. We'll tell you about that one local basketball star taking part in the festivities coming up. But first, here's a look at your ski report. KLEW Sports is next. An incredible season for Clarkston senior Jamie Wisner just keeps getting better. After helping the Bantams to their first ever 2A state title, Jamie was named Washington's 2A State Player of the Year, and oh yes, there's more. Wisner will be competing tomorrow in the second annual American Family Insurance High School Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships in New Orleans. Jamie is one of 24 high school all-stars taking part in tomorrow's events, and she will be competing in the three-point contest, which will air right here on KLEW this Sunday at 1:30. In addition to Jamie, two other local Washington hoop stars took home Player of the Year honors. For the boys in the 2B district, it was Brandon Geffler Jr. of Colfax taking home the top spot, and Haley Moser of Colton took home the honors in the 1B district. In addition to these three, many other area players were named to first teams or received honorable mentions. For the Idaho Vandals, it's not only who's under center that will be changing next season, but who is behind center as well. With Princeton McCarty and Kama Bailey graduating, one back the Vandals will be looking towards is senior Ryan Bass. After missing pretty much all of his junior year, Bass says he's ready to break out as a senior.
So I got big weights on my shoulder. I'm ready to come out here and play and ready to have a big year, like I should have last year, so I'm ready to play.
The Vandals have one more practice this afternoon. That was this afternoon, by the way, before taking part in their first scrimmage come Saturday morning. So definitely plenty of changes going to be happening on the offensive side of the ball for the Idaho Vandals. Jason Gessler, the new coordinator, who's going to be the quarterback. Now we got some running backs stepping up, but after talking with Coach Gessner and Coach Akey, they're not worried at all. And after watching them for a few practices, I wouldn't be worried either.
Well, they did have some problems on offense last year, so wow, they do need to turn something around.
And it's looking like it's going to be this year. Very excited for it.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Well, some fifth graders in Sacramento are getting a taste for success.
They definitely are. This doesn't look like a school cafeteria. Appetizers, fancy salads. This is no brown bag food. These kids are eating up the experience of what it's like to run a high-end gourmet dining hotspot. They have transformed their elementary school into a 5-star restaurant. The kids are running the show, and top chef Patrick Mulvaney adds the ingredient of expertise. The whole process is meant to give the kids' imagination a kickstart. They're starting to think about their future and what they might want to do, maybe open up a restaurant. But how do you go from 5-star food back to like the
regular
lasagna
cafeteria
and,
food?
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw macaroni and cheese, and I think I saw a Twinkie. I really do.
I wouldn't mind seeing Gordon Ramsay at that kitchen. That'd be interesting to see him work with the little kids.
Yeah. Seriously.
Here's what we're working on for KLEW News at 6. In the era of rising bank fees, a new type of plastic is gaining ground. Prepaid debit cards. Consumer Reports weighs in on the trend.
And coming up on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley, why the number of children diagnosed with autism has doubled. Details on a new report. Plus, could filling up your gas tank change the direction of the economic recovery? That's next. We'll see you back here at 6. So long.
So long.